Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm CmdrAleon, contactee and host of Encounters, the number one spiritual UFO talk show that usually is on at 11 o'clock at night. I'm just doing a mini broadcast this morning. We'll be on here till about 10:30. So we're going to go for a little bit less than an hour. This will be not a long show, but tonight our long show is the 2-hour show at 11 o'clock. Welcome, everybody. Good morning, Deborah, everybody coming in here. I am the CmdrAleon from Mars. I was just reading a story that a former NASA employee claims that a secret mission that they went to Mars and that there were people walking on Mars, human beings walking on Mars. Now, NASA lies most of the time, but this is a former person that worked inside NASA, not inside NASA, but he's a former employee supposedly, stating that they actually saw people, human beings, walking on Mars. So let me elaborate on that. Also, there's another thing I got to talk about, this garbage that's been going on. There was a musical artist in New York that promoted a new album or whatever it is, or CD or music, and created a holographic image in the sky of this like flying saucer object. And then there are people on TikTok saying, "Oh, there's a spaceship over New York City." Let me get that all straightened out here, folks. I mean, really, some of these people on TikTok, in all due respect, creating videos and saying, "Oh, this spaceship is over New York City, invasion." No, there's no invasion. It was for a musical artist who created this image, probably a lot of money, created an image that projected over the city, and it showed this fake spaceship going over the city in this one area, and it was for a actual musical release. I mean, come on now. That's not the way it happens. Man, people. And then you have people on TikTok creating these videos because they want to create some really crazy content and say, "Oh yeah, that's what happened. It was really real." No, it wasn't real. If there was anything real, the commander would tell you in a nanosecond on my show. That thing was as fake as a $2 bill, but it was for a promotion. And if you have a lot of money, you can get projection screens to go into the sky. They created an elaborate projection screen of what looked like a flying saucer. And people went for it. People, whatever. And the creative content people on TikTok, some of them, I've seen their videos trying to make it look like it was real when it wasn't even a spaceship. Amazing. Come on, people. Get with it, That's the problem with social media. When you have people knowing, fully well that thing was for a musical project, if they had done the research, they wouldn't have gone on there making these crazy videos saying, "Oh yeah, look at all these people running in the street." Nah, it was not a spaceship. It wasn't even a spaceship. I hate to burst their bubbles, the other TikTokers that created these videos, but if you want to do something good, don't create stuff that's not real. Don't just jump in there to get your numbers up there because you want to create this like thing that was created by a musical artist projecting and promoting a musical project that has nothing to do with what's really going down. You see, that's why I do what I do. When something is not real, I'll tell you. And that was for a musical project. It had nothing to do with real spaceships. It wasn't even real. But there were people that wanted to get people that didn't know anything to go with it, and there are people that will do that. You know what's going down. You know what's going to happen. Stuff like that is disinformation, misinformation, and confuses people. We're not going to have that. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I want to I'll talk about that tonight a little bit too. I've seen the videos. So for those TikTokers that created them, think before you create something that's not real. Think about it. Just because you want to get people, a bazillion people following you, think about it. You know what I mean? Hey, Johnny, good to see you, brother. That stuff's got to stop. I just made a video before I came on here for our show Saturday night. It was a 15-second video Didn't have to be long. Saturday night is Ashtar Command Q&A. Saturday night, if you want to find out what's really going on, and you want to find out about contact and about what's really going to happen in a beautiful way, you need to be watching the show in general. You need to be on Saturday night for Ashtar Command Q&A. Because we'll tell you the real deal. All this other garbage on TikTok, in all due respect, it's garbage. Don't fall for it. This thing in New York that happened the other day, that people going crazy, say they're here, they're attacking us. That's not true. And for those that would promote that kind of stuff, you need to meditate, sit down, and reflect on what you did. Because you went for the jugular. You went for something that wasn't real. Those of us that are really involved in this, like myself, for years, would never do something like that. Never. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate the gift. You know what I mean? So I had to say that. I mean, I was watching the video. I said, as soon as I saw the first person with contact, then all these other people created videos with this New York thing, and they're all trying to get you to believe that there was some sort of thing happening when it wasn't happening at all. And they know it. They know it wasn't true. They know this thing wasn't a spaceship. It was a holographic reflection created with technology, something like you would do in Hollywood, The thing wasn't real. But people freaked out because they thought it was real, and it wasn't real at all, right? It wasn't real. Boy, it's great to have that much money and be able to create an unreal spaceship that's just not real and have people freak out over it. And then all these other TikTokers who have no interest in UFOs or, all this stuff start saying, oh, yeah, look what's going on. Look what's happening here. Yeah, they're in New York. They're in LA. They're in Paris. No, it was all faked. It wasn't real. Oh, I'm amped up here. I just want to counter all that garbage that was on TikTok for the last 2 or 3 days. I need to shake those people up. You should be ashamed of yourselves promoting stuff that you know isn't real. You know it. We know it. My audience knows it. My audience knows it wasn't real. You see? That's the one thing you can count on with me. I'll tell you the truth. I look at all kinds of videos because of my background in TV years ago. I studied broadcast media. I know very clearly what to look for. And if it's fake, I'll tell you it's CGI, AI, or whatever it is. And that was totally being used, and it was publicly, if you Google searched it, it was a musical artist promoting a new concept or a video or music or something. But it had nothing to do with real spaceships. Nothing whatsoever. It was totally ridiculous. But these people, they want to jump on the bandwagon, say, oh, look what I got here. I'm going to be the first one to show this from New York. And the thing wasn't even a real spaceship. Okay? So, yeah, I had to say that. I had to, express that feeling because it's a disservice to people wanting to know truth. I'm all about cosmic truth, not about people throwing things on there that are fake and having people go crazy over it. Yeah, anybody can do that. Oh, wow, look what I found. You know what I mean? Hey, Lori. So there was some stuff that got on TikTok. Somebody saw the fake thing and took the image. It got on here. And a few people created TikTok videos claiming it was a spaceship invading New York, when in fact it was nothing but a hologram for an artist, a musical artist that was creating something real big to get people to focus on their music. Nothing more. That's all it was. But there were people that, jumped in there on TikTok and said, let's create some video footage and talk about this thing and make it look real when it's not, Yeah. So that's why I'm a little bit amped up today. So somebody has to come out and say something, and why not Encounters, the real, actual spiritual UFO talk show with somebody who knows stuff, to say enough is enough. None of this garbage. It didn't help that they created this video, this holographic thing for their musical album, and people thought it was real. When there is real spaceship contact with real space people, you will know it. You know why you'll know it? Because you'll be watching this show and you will know it. You'll be watching April, you'll know it. You'll be watching me, you'll know it. Then you will know it. Everything else out there, watch out for it. You know what I mean? And I'm glad to be here this morning. I'm here for only a little bit. I'll be on 2 hours tonight at 11. I'm staying on here till about 9:30 a.m. this morning. So good to see everybody. I do see you all there, so I'm saying hello in general, collectively to everybody. Yeah, the UFO in New York City wasn't a UFO. It was a projected image by a musical artist. It wasn't a real UFO. This is what I'm trying to tell people. Don't believe the TikTok posts that people are posting. It was not a real spaceship. When the spaceships of light are here, myself and April will be able to tell you about it. My friends at Fairies 11, my sister, will be able to tell you about it. I'll be able to tell you about it. We'll tell you some real stuff. That thing in New York was not even real. It was not real at all. It was projected into the sky. It was not a real spaceship. So I'm glad you're here. People are asking about what happened. That thing was not, it was a projected image by some sort of large projector that put it into the sky to make it look real, but it wasn't real whatsoever. It wasn't real at all. But in encounters, if something's real, we'll tell you here on the show, and we'll tell you also on our Ashtar Command Night if something is real. Because we're going to be the ones that are going to be making things happen in the next few months before 2026. There's going to be a lot of diversions. There's going to be a lot of this garbage going on with diversions. People that are going to divert you from truth. They're going to be people from all levels of the spectrum getting involved in all this UFO stuff, the topic, that are going to give you their agendas. Thank you, Irina. I haven't had much. I know about the Andromedans. They're very beautiful, but I don't know. I have never had an experience with them per se, myself. But they are beautiful. And I was toying whether I had enough time to come on and do a live this morning. So I'm on for a little bit this morning. So I appreciate everybody coming in here. All of you people that joined me in my nighttime show at 11. All the new people. Glad to have you with us here on Encounters, the No One Spiritual UFO Talk Show at night. Definitely at night, but doing some morning stuff if I can here. There's a lot going on. A lot going on, folks. And there's going to be a lot of garbage going on, too, between now and the year of contact. There's going to be a lot of all kinds of disinformation. But we're going to counter it. We're going to counter all the disinformation on this show. We're not going to let that happen. We're not going to get people, we don't want people to be confused about 2026. We're not going to let that happen. Because hey, Jody, good to see you. Because we're always going to tell you the truth. And if I see something on TikTok related to the whole ET thing that's not true, I will call it out. I don't care if it's on YouTube, TikTok, whatever. I will call it out so people are not confused. And if you've been watching my show since I came on here, you know that what I say is real. You know what I mean? So I just posted my new video, 15 seconds for Saturday night's program to promote Saturday night. Saturday night is Ashtar Command Night. If you don't know what Ashtar Command Night is, it's a night where we get into contact with our space family. We get into talking about what that's going to be like. We get into educating people about that, to elevating your consciousness about that. We want you to be prepared for that. It's really important. More than people think it is. It's the most important thing in the history of our planet, what's going to be happening. And you say, oh, well, maybe I might be interested in that. Maybe. I hope you are, because it's going to be happening. It's not going to be like this fake garbage in New York that was done by this artist, which was really kind of a disservice and freaked a few people out when it wasn't even real. Hey, Judy, good to see you. Hey, Light Mama, good to see you. No, he's not going to do it. So one thing, Joy Adams, I got to tell people on here, because I don't come from this planet, I'm human. I have a human family and everything like everybody else here does. But I came here to bust the matrix. So for me, I don't get into having support Earth-based politicians. They've been the problem on this planet. Them and the Pentagon and everyone else who has for 70 years not told the truth. So I tell people the only person I'm voting for on November 5th in the United States, the person I'm voting for, you want to know who I'm voting for? I'll tell you. I'm voting for Bust the Matrix. My vote is going for the candidate Bust the Matrix. That's the only candidate I can trust is Bust the Matrix. Anyone else? Nuh-uh, off the table. But Bust the Matrix, if you go in and vote for Bust the Matrix, then you're voting for somebody you can trust. And people say, how could you vote for Bust the Matrix? Who's that? Bust the Matrix. You know what that code word means. Bust the Matrix. So I'm voting for Bust the Matrix. Yeah, I'm voting November 5th, but I'm not voting for Earth-based candidates who are all part of the cover-up and corruption of this planet. But Bust the Matrix is not corrupt. Bust the Matrix will bust the Matrix every single day. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So I encourage you, and this is for entertainment purposes only, to vote for Bust the Matrix. Okay? And you can do whatever you want, but I'm voting for Bust the Matrix. Yes, correct. They're all corrupt. They're all corrupt. All Earth-based politicians are corrupt on this planet. Don't vote for them. Don't be sucked into them. Why would you want to be? Become free of all that. Vote for Bust the Matrix, and you'll be free. I guarantee it. And Bust the Matrix doesn't have $1 million or $1 billion. Bust the Matrix is everywhere if you're willing to vote for Bust the Matrix. And are you willing to step, and your family members are going to tell you have to vote for this candidate or that candidate. You have to vote for one of these two candidates. They're going to try to polarize you to do that. Don't do it. You're smarter than that. Vote for Bust the Matrix. That I told my family I'm voting for Bust the Matrix. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'll be completely happy with voting for Bust the Matrix because I will know that I voted for something I believe in. I'm not voting for Earth-based politicians. They've been the problem on this planet. Hey, Taz, good to see you, brother. Yeah. All right? And I never, ever will steer my audience wrong. Now, you might go and vote for one of those candidates, but I'm not going to do it. I come from Mars. I come from a planet where there are no politicians, where people are spiritually in tune with the Creator. I come from a planetary system that lives in harmony with the universe. Okay? There are no political parties. There's no separation. So yeah, we're getting close to November 5th in the United States. I am voting for Bust the Matrix. It's easy. Hey, Johnny. Johnny, you're voting for Bust the Matrix too, right? How many of you are going to vote for Bust the Matrix and make the right choice? You'll be free, if you vote for Bust the Matrix. I know you'll be free. Good. And you don't have to feel guilty that you didn't vote for whoever your cousins or relatives told you to vote for, because you're now free of that guilt because you're voting for Bust the Matrix. Yes. And when I go out of that voting booth and I voted for Bust the Matrix, I will quietly look at all these people that were voting for this candidate, that candidate, and say, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Don't get sucked into one polarization of one party in the United States or the other party. Don't vote for any of them. But if you vote for Bust the Matrix as a write-in candidate, You'll be doing the right thing, and you won't have to be so-called sucked into a political polarization. Yeah, vote for peace. Vote for love. Vote for contact. And you can put in the write-in, if you want to put in write-in, I vote for contact. You can do that too. Anything but the political earth-based politicians. Do not support them. They're the people that have caused all these problems on earth: wars, hate, dissension. The planet where I come from, there is none of this. The planet where I come from, there's harmony and hope and peace and love. On this planet, it's a mess. So vote the Matrix. Vote the Matrix. Vote to bust the Matrix. So my candidate is bust the Matrix. Just to let you know, it's bust, B-U-S-T, the Matrix. Okay? I know the Earth-based, we've had them come in here trying to get us to vote for their candidates, and I tell them, no, not here. Not here. I can say vote the Matrix because it's not a political party. It's a liberation of consciousness. It's a liberation of the planet. No, remember, I'm telling people to vote, but I'm telling them to vote for the Matrix. Don't get, Amira, you're getting yourself polarized between one thing and the other based on fear. The beautiful thing is we're going to have contact in 2026, so bust the Matrix. Because the space people are here. My show's about elevation, about cosmic consciousness, about the liberation of the planet. It always has been. My radio show for 21 years has been for the liberation of the planet from this 3D garbage. No one should be afraid of anything. And I will tell people to vote for the Matrix because that's my right. I will. And for the first time ever, people can at least vote for something they believe in. We're going to have contact on this planet soon. Things are happening. More activity in the skies above are happening. And I'm not going to stop talking about it. Ever. And if you are a light worker and you're voting for one of these two candidates, stop it. Because that's not what we're here to do. We're not here to feed these people, these politicians on Earth. We're here to liberate the planet. And we need to. And I always say it the way it is. You know? And I'm not even being political here. I'm just saying that we need to stop feeding the cancer. The cancer is all these world political parties that run the world. It's not going to be like that when contact happens. It won't be like that because we're going to be living and transferring ourselves into a much beautiful place, a better society of life where we all live in harmony with the universe. We're not doing that right now. We're in friction. We're like this. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. You know? We have to empower ourselves instead of giving our power away to politicians on Earth. That's not what we're supposed to be here for. This planet was never meant to be where we give our spiritual and cosmic power away to people to run our lives. We are here to come back and take our lives back as spiritual cosmic beings of the universe. Every one of you are beautiful beings of the universe. You're here for a purpose. Okay? And I know that the so-called light workers that support one candidate or the other, what kind of light worker is that? I see these light workers on Facebook even. They're saying, you got to vote for this candidate or that candidate in the United States. You got to do that. No, I don't. You're not a light worker. You're being subservient to a political earth-based 3D system that's corrupt. Don't do it. Liberate yourself. And let's see. Martin says, mothership that has tiny UFOs about the size of a gumball. One flew right by my head, sounded like a jet. Let's see here. We want to hear that story. So you have to be over 18. No foul language on the show. No kids on the show. No smoking on the show. No vaping on the show. No drugs. No drunks. No drugs. no paranormal discussion, no politics. And I'm not talking politics. What I was doing here just now is just telling people to bust the matrix. And no religion. So, Martin, if you'd like to come up, I'd like to hear that story. We have a little bit of time here. It's 10:03 a.m. in the morning. Martin says, Mothership has tiny UFOs about the size of a gumball. One flew right over my head, sounded like a jet. Martin, can you come up? Let me see here. Let me see if Martin's still here. I love stories like that. This is the kind of people I want to interview. Okay. So let's see. Martin, are you out there? Martin, the commander, would love to have you on the show. Tonight we're on at 11 o'clock. Hey, Mary, good to see you. Martin, all you have to do is go to the multi-guest option. Look at the multi-guest option on your TikTok here. There's a little icon with little heads, so little people. Just look for the multi-guest option and press that, and I can bring you on. Much love to you, Mary. The multi-guest option is right on your TikTok. I don't know where it looks like on your phone, but there is a multi-guest option. If you press it, you can tell me the story about what happened. Okay. Yeah, it's a red and blue button. Thank you, Bonnie. It's a red and blue button on the bottom of your screen. Red and blue. It's right next to the comment area. You'll see it. DLK said, my son saw a UFO 25 years ago. It's right next to the comment area. You don't have it. That's really weird. You have 650 followers. Let me see here. I just sent you a guest request. That's kind of weird. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. I'm going to bring Mary up. Martin doesn't seem to figure. You have to have a button for getting on here. Let me bring Mary up for a minute here. Encounters. We're on for a little bit this morning, and we're just carrying out today. Hey, Mary. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, Grand Rising.
Yes, Grand Rising to you too. Good morning on this sunny, beautiful day here, wherever you are.
Well, I'm in Virginia.
Oh, good. I hope it's sunny out. It's sunny in Connecticut, so it's a good day.
It's a little bit cloudy here.
Okay. So tell us what you want to talk about. This other person, he doesn't have a thing come up and talk about that UFO, but go right ahead and join us.
Well, I've been working on spirituality for quite a long time. I lived in the negative for years, and I didn't realize that how important it is to be positive. So it's taken me a lot of years to realize this, and everyone's floating around in this world and not realizing just how important it really is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, to live in the positive absolutely makes a really big difference, doesn't it? When you go from one, because we live in a society where there's so much of that going on over the years, that to get to the positive side of the mountain is like a liberating experience, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Your ego takes over, and it's nothing more than a primitive survival mode that you put yourself in. You don't even realize the little voice in your head actually tries to keep you safe, but it really doesn't. Meditation really helps in that. Not telling the little voice to shut up. You don't do that. You just literally let that happen and smooth over, and you just continue with your meditation. And that's what unites us all, is linking us all to where we need to be. You know, and there's all big connections with and you're right on when we talk about the spirituality and the connections we make with all of the beings from other planets. We have a silver cord connected to us all. And it goes even further than all the universes. We're not from this earth. We're sent here to help each other grow in your spirituality, grow with your meditation, do as many good things and say as many good things as you possibly can. That comes back tenfold. Every
Yeah.
bad thing that you say comes back at you like a baseball bat. It just,
Oh yeah.
so many
It hits
bad
you in the
things
head,
happen to
right?
you when you're not in
Yeah.
the right frequency. Oh, definitely. It just bang right in the head. But, this is a lifelong.
Oh, I lost you. You still there? Okay.
And,
And you're having some connection
yeah, I'm
problems.
in
You
a
still
in a
here?
in a place that doesn't. Yep, I'm here.
Okay, it was a bummer. I
Let me
couldn't
go
hear everything you
outside.
said. You're
We
watching
have to make
Encounters, the
this
morning show.
connection and
Go ahead.
unite.
Yeah. People get on me about telling
And
people to bust for the Matrix, but hey.
we have to. It is important for us all to be happy in this world. Have fun. This is what this world is. This is our heaven. Let's make it our heaven.
That's right.
Let's clean the earth. Yeah, let's clean it all up. Hey, we've made a mess of it. So now let's turn it all around and do the best we can to make it what it should be.
When people talk about heaven on earth, it's really amazing. If you get out of the 3D concept of what that means, what it means is that we have to create, the heaven that we create is going to be right here. We're not going to some other place to create it. That's like trying to be an escapist. Escapism is the term I would use. When we have an earth that is of heaven, it's an earth that's purified of its air, without pollution, without war, without hate, without greed, without money. That is the heaven on earth that we're going to have. And that's going to happen again when we have contact. We're going to start having to be participants with the Ashtar Command to clean up our planet. And we're going to do that together. We're not going to just we're not going to be led around, by people from another planet or the Ashtar commanders or people, men and women from the other planets, to clean up our whole planet. We're going to be participating in transforming our planet into a beautiful place that is a place that we're going to be, happy to be living here. And I think we've messed it up long enough, and now we're going to be participants. We're not going to be standing there watching the space people come off a ship and clean up our neighborhoods and everything else. It's going to be the whole planet. It's going to take time, but it's going to become a beautiful world instead of the world that we've ended up having for so many billions of years.
Absolutely. It's hard for people to understand and step out of their bodies because you're not this body.
Yeah.
Your spirit actually evolves over the body. So, there's just so much information I would love to share with you, but I've got a lot of work to do today, and
Yeah.
I work
No, me
long
too.
hours. So when I get off
Yep.
from work, I try to get on your program and listen
know
to
you do.
everyone, and I just love it. So
Now,
many people are coming from everywhere to join you, and that is wonderful. It is absolutely the greatest thing I've ever seen for the longest time, and I am just elated by it all. It's just so
Thank you.
great.
Thank you. And Loretta was asking, you think our greedy billionaires will give up their money? And that's a good question. So I'm not sure what our space people feel about that. Because they don't live by that way of life. In terms of money, it's going to be worthless. All the money that these billionaires have will be worth nothing.
Well,
Especially when we have the new Earth, there won't be any money anyway.
I agree with
so,
that.
you know,
We won't
I
need
don't
it.
think it matters too much. We won't need it.
We won't need it. And it's
You know?
all material world anyway. And if you take all that away, then you have nothing but yourself.
Right.
You have money one day and then you don't the next. And
Right.
it's not what this world is all about anyway. We're here to grow, we're here to learn, We're here to love each other and take care of each other. So if you've got $1 million and somebody needs some money, give it to them.
Right.
Give it to them.
Too.
Let them live a better life.
You know.
Yeah, and they will return. Somehow they'll go down the street and they'll give away money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's more about loving each other and taking care of each other. And I guess I'll be doing that for the rest of my life, because that's really important to me. To say something nice to somebody, to watch them smile is the best thing. It gives me such a warm feeling of knowing I did something really good today.
And I also want to respond. Psychic medium Wayne. Hey, Wayne. I think it's Amand. Welcome. So there has been a galactic conflict for long time off planet. It's coming to an end. So I'll say this. The Ashtar Command has been very diligent going after the low vibe ETs. They've been sent off planet. They're being sent off planet. The Ashtar Command, I'll say right now, while I'm on here, is going after every low vibe ET that has caused problems on this planet Earth, and they're being taken off the planet. They're finding all these little groups of ETs that were here causing problems, because these ETs are hiding because they're now being found out, and they're not going to be able to do the stuff they've been doing for a long time on this planet. So I will say this. The intergalactic conflicts between the negative ETs and the so-called conflicts between different planets, and it's not so much the planets, it's the different groupings. That's actually coming to an end. When contact happens, all that negative ET stuff is being wiped out of the universe. It's not even going to be here. So the good news is, yes, historically there's been these conflicts between different fractions and groups in space. That will be coming to an end. Absolutely coming to an end.
I believe that. And
Yep.
I'm so hoping. And it's just, we have to realize that our voices and what we say is power. And so if, people join together in prayer groups, that's what I want to do. I want to desperately have prayer groups. We have and always have been serving the people here at my home. Anybody needed help, they came and lived with me until we found them somewhere to go, or they left, and that's just the way it's always been. My husband was so connected. So connected. He was a Vietnam vet. And there was a lot of things that he did in Vietnam he wasn't proud of. But he turned that all around, and he just basically just gave everything to whoever wanted anything. He gave it to them.
Yeah.
And that's what my life has been all about for the last 20 some years. And he crossed over in 23.
Oh, okay.
So, he basically was my whole life. I saw him many times before I actually met him. And then we bought this place, and we're making it to where people can come and enjoy and have a good, decent life for a while, and the people who have come here, we have a sweat lodge here, and we're going to do that soon. We've all got wood together, and I'm going to set a date. And we've got so many different people that want to come here and just go through a sweat. It's an initial connection to the spirit world, and it helps you regain what we have lost. When you transition from one lifetime to another and you come here, you lose all that, but you can make that reconnection. And it's just a lifelong lesson. And, you can break contracts. If things don't work out with a person, you can break that contract, but you have to do it in the right way. You have to do it with light and love, and know that when you come back in another lifetime, that you won't have that initial lesson to learn over and over and over again, because you've wiped out the karma. You're doing the right thing for yourself. And we've not learned these lessons because they have not been available to us. We've not been taught in school. You'll never get all these answers in school. The indoctrination is terrible. And it's just, it's is just a lifelong lesson, and take it one day at a time. Know that you're not the body, that you are the inner spirit, and that you have many different ways of helping yourself gain power in control of your own life.
That's right.
And it's just
That's
real
right.
important to do that. Meditate and enter the spirit world and look for the signs that can help you. Look for signs and make sure
Yeah.
that that's the correct way that you're supposed to be going. And
And
always hold the
especially,
light. Don't ever
especially
talk to
now.
anybody in the
Yeah.
spirit world that does not have 100% light, because that
Yeah.
light is really important in keeping you safe.
Yeah. It's just important now, especially now. You'll see me talk a lot, even on encounters. People say, how do I get ready for contact? How do I contact my space family? And I'm getting a lot of those questions. And I've had time to absorb those questions and talk to people about the first thing you have to do is exactly that: meditate, go within. I always tell people of music I get on YouTube, I call it Christ conscious music. And there's different vibrational patterns of music, which I tell people use that music.
Absolutely.
And if you use the high elevated music, it will help you get prepared. It doesn't mean, there's a lot of people that want to find out where their star family is in space. You will, but you got to give it time. It's not like something that's going to happen like within 24 minutes. It's something that people need to really, because people do want to have contact and find their space family. And you all do have one, but you got to have the time to relax. After you come home from work, you need to take that space for yourself away from everybody else and just sit down somewhere, take a deep breath, let go of everything from the day in order to refocus your energy to want to make that contact with whoever your star family is in the multiverse. They're out there somewhere. Through guided meditation, through using like higher dimensional music, ambience, the Christ conscious music, that will help you in that way, I think. So, yeah.
Well, also,
All right,
too,
Mary.
think about how
Yeah.
much fun you can have every day.
Mm.
Just inject some fun into everything that you do.
Yeah.
And it's just, this is our heaven. Let's make it our heaven,
Right.
Let's do
And
the
that's
best we
exactly
can
right.
here, so that when we do cross over, we won't have to come back and repeat all this stuff again until
Well,
we
the thing is,
learn. So
when people
now's the era to learn. We're here to
right.
learn.
So when people have to understand there is no death where I come from. Well, it's not what they call death. It would be when people leave this physical level of their body, human body, they now have the choice to go into their star family or their space body. And if they're not ready to do that yet, they will come back into the physical human form here on another level. It could be a parallel Earth reality, whatever it might be. So there's so many options for a person once they leave this physical body, whenever that is, for whatever reason. They will now be in a place of being free to choose whether they need to come back and still work on some things or go into their space body, which is this. And the space bodies are in stasis, which means that we all have a space body. That body, I don't know how much time I have to get out of here too, but it's in stasis, meaning that that body is waiting for you who came to Earth to do mission work, and then you can go back to that space body if you so choose. And we'll talk about that Saturday night on Ashtar Command Q&A too. All right. Well, Mary, I want to
thank you
thank
for
you for
having
being
me
here.
on, and I'll be listening and wishing you much love, and
Oh,
I'm
thank
sure
you.
that everything is going to work out for the best. And as long as we unite, I mean, even your family, if you just got one chance to sit down with your family and just hold hands and think of the best things in the world that you can, and pray that things will do what you want them to do. We're very powerful beings. We have so much immense power in us. And
We do.
when we learn how to use that power in a good way, it will resonate all over the world, and we'll all heal from all of these traumatic things that are going on right now. Because it's all
And also
important right now, is it? Not the future,
and
not the past. Don't live in the past. Don't live in the
right.
future. Live right now.
Live for the now moment. Ram Dass would always say, be here now,
Yeah.
And that's exactly true.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank you for being here, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me bring you down. And I don't know if I have time for one more person or not. Let me think about this for a minute. We're going to take a chance on doing this. You have to be over 18 years old, no foul language, no smoking on the show, no vaping on the show, no drinking, no drugs, no drunks, no drugs, no paranormal, no religious, and no, what's the other thing? No politics. Light, welcome to the show.
Hi, it's good to be talking to you.
Good to have you with us too. So we only have a short time, but tell us, I was reading you had an amazing UFO experience. When was
Yeah,
that?
that was about 2.5 years ago. I was in this field, which I would always go to at night in the summer and look up at the stars. And, I've always been a UFO believer and seen a few things in the sky, but it was nothing so definitive or amazing. And
Hmm.
I was sitting there with my earbuds in, listening to classical music, and I see all these little white balls flying through the sky in every which direction. Like, it wasn't a meteor shower because they'd go from left, right, everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, wow, okay, I've never seen anything like that before. And then
Yeah.
I'm looking up and I see a big blue ball of light fly right over me, faster than an airplane, but not incredibly fast. And it wasn't even very high up either. Where I live is mountainous, and it wasn't even as high as the peak of the big mountain near me. And
Yeah.
I watch it fly over off to the northwest, and then as I'm looking at it, I'm just thinking, "Oh my God! Like this is amazing! Please, if you're good, if you're of the light, if you're of kindness, just come say hi to me."
Yeah.
And as it is traveling away from me, it just turns right back to me and does a little J in the sky, hooks right back around, and flies almost directly over me.
Oh, wow.
And I'm
So you
watching
were
it.
you're watching you were telepathically communicating with space people in that ship, and they heard your
Yeah,
voice. You
yeah,
see?
I know. And I'm watching it for like 5 minutes, and then this feeling of love comes over me. And I mean, it was more deep love than I've ever felt in my life. And,
Mm.
some may say it's a placebo or something, and maybe it was, but it was an amazing feeling. And as this feeling is washing over me, I get this vision of three people standing there. And one is holding his
Hmm.
hand out to me, and
Mm-hmm.
in his hand is a bright blue light, kind of in the shape
Mm-hmm.
of a star.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the people
And
looked very beautiful and very kind.
now, when that happened, this is interesting. I believe now I'm listening. I read energy. I think you had contact.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
Yeah, you had contact with three space people.
Yeah.
Now, when did that happen? Was it when it was over you? When that ship was over you?
Yeah, it was when it was over me. It was after a few
Yes.
minutes of it being over me.
Yeah, you had contact with three space people. That's what you did.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
and
remembered
then
it too.
a little bit after that, an orange light comes from the same direction and stops just over me, but a little bit off to the right. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get any feeling from it, but it seemed like it was with the blue light. And I just laid there and watched these two lights. The sort of vision faded after a while, and I was just sitting there just feeling so much gratitude and feeling
Mm.
like, really, to me, it was the most important moment of my life. It was, because I've always been kind of into the spiritual, and I had a kind of near-death experience when I was a kid, so I always knew there was something out there. But it was just the confirmation of everything I had ever hoped and everything I had
Mm.
wanted to be true. And after about half an hour, I walk home, and my house is only about half a mile from this field. And I get my binoculars, and from my backyard, I can still see the blue light. And with these
Yeah.
binoculars, they're like high quality binoculars for bird watching. I
Mm-hmm.
see the blue light, and I see this big, beautiful blue light. But inside of the blue light is a white pyramid shaped craft.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. Tell us. We have a few minutes left. The three people that you saw, the space people. How tall were they? Do you remember?
Well, I could only see from the waist up, but they looked
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
They all had long hair.
Hmm.
They were all blonde. It was the classic sort of Pleiadian sort of
Yeah.
visage.
Hmm. Were they all
But
male, or were they a male, female, or was there, you couldn't tell?
so the one on the left and the one in the middle were male, and the one on the right was a woman.
Okay. So two men and one woman space person. Very
Yeah.
beautiful. And I don't have a lot of time here, like 2 minutes left. You need to come on tonight and tell your story too. But I think, do you do any meditation?
I do. Yeah.
I would recommend you go into meditation to contact them. What I'm getting is that was your first contact 2 years ago with them. They're waiting for you to reconnect with them. I'm giving you information now. So when you meditate, I want you to put the image of the three of them in your consciousness, and I want you to use telepathy to call them back and communicate with them. You have the ability to do that. You've been activated. You were activated 2 years ago when that happened. You are able to do it. Do you already know that?
I feel like I can. I think there's just been a lot of kind of, all the stuff happened in my human life, and there's this dichotomy between being a human and accepting that part of me. So I feel like maybe I've had some shame or something holding me back.
No, no need to. You are a beautiful light, man. You need to just let go of that. Say right now, I'm going to let go of all that. I want you to say and say it. I am a Christed being of light.
Sorry, what did you say? The last part?
You're gonna say I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
Okay. I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
And I'm letting go of the shame right now.
And I'm letting go of the shame right now.
How do you feel?
Lighter.
Okay, see? That's all you had to do. That's simple, folks. And what you're going to do is now you can see, now you're free of that. Now you can focus on the beautiful three people from the spaceship that met you 2 years ago in the field, and they're waiting for you to communicate with them. So you're going to communicate with them. They love you. I can't believe I'm getting all this information, but they love you, and you are able to, through use your conscious, like we're talking with each other, like here verbally. When you are in a telepathic state, which is just conscious to conscious communications, that breaks all the barriers in the universe. They'll be able to hear your voice through consciousness, through telepathy, and listen to them respond to you, and let me know what happens. We're on usually at 11 o'clock at night with our show. We're trying to do some morning shows here. My big show's at night. We have a couple hundred people on at night. So, definitely do that and let me know what happens, because you now letting go of the shame, you're now able to focus on the beautiful people that contacted you 2 years ago that came off the ship.
All right. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very glad that I found your channel. I'm really glad I got on here. Thank you so much. And I'm on the West Coast, so I assume that'll be at 8 o'clock my time.
8 o'clock your time, 11 o'clock East Coast for people. Encounters every night at 11. Saturday night is our Ashtar Command Q&A with myself, Friends with Fairies 1111, my sister in Vermont, April, and myself on Saturday night. Everyone should watch that show. We focus on Ashtar Command. We focus on contact, what's going to be happening in 2025, 2026. All that stuff happens Saturday night. So, yeah, brother, I am glad you came up here.
Thank you. I'm very glad I came up here too, and I'll be here at 11 or 8.
Okay, sounds good. All right, everybody. And what's your first name?
My first name is very unique. It would be kind of a maybe a dot. Well, I don't really care. My first name is Tashi.
Tashi, that's good. I can remember that. Yeah. Tashi. All right, everybody. Tashi, thank you for sharing your story, man. It was beautiful.
Yeah, thank you, and have a great rest of your day.
You too, brother. Let's see here. So it's 10:32 a.m. in the morning. I got to get out of here, but I'll be on tonight at 11 for all the new people. We do our big show at night at 11 p.m. Saturday night is Ashtar Command Q&A. You got to check it out. I just posted the promotional video for it on TikTok, so you can hear me on Saturday night, Ashtar Command Q&A. Also, my dear friend and sister April in Vermont, Friends with Fairies 1111. She'll try to obviously join me Saturday night as well. So we hope you'll all join us there. Vanessa, everybody out there, take care. I got to get out of here, and we'll see you this evening on Encounters, a show that's here to bust the matrix.